Hey guys, welcome back to another amazing show. This is the Real Estate Marketing Roundtable. We got Mr. Jake Wolf, we have Mr. Nick Sakis, we have Mr. Gene Volpe, guys. I'm having tech issues, so I'm shooting from my phone today, so pardon my audio quality. It might be a little bit different, but I'm still looking not as handsome as Nick and Jake and Gene, but I'm going to do my best to keep up with you. We're going to talk about some incredible, interesting topics today. Before we do that, here's our countdown. All right, guys, we're going to be breaking here some really interesting concepts and ideas and topics that, what's going around. We got some great content from Inman. I was down at the Inman conference in Vegas, by the way. Huge bad life choice. I decided to drive from San Francisco to Las Vegas and then back in 3 days. Horrible life choice. So I would not recommend it at all. But what I do recommend is I recommend this show, and I recommend these incredibly awesome gentlemen that I'm with. First, we got to talk to the bald of the bald. Mr. Gene Volpe, how are you, brother?
Hi, sir. I'm doing wonderful. How are you today, other than your tech issues?
I'm doing great, man. I drove 8 hours back from Vegas yesterday. One of the most exhausting drives I've done in a long time, but I made it back. I drank like 2.5 huge Red Bulls, was jittery and hungry the entire time. So it's been an interesting couple of days. And then a little too much information. I took my dog for a walk this morning, and he decided to shit right on his ball that he was playing ball with. And I'm like, what's wrong with this animal sometimes? But besides that, I'm great, man. Nick, how are you, brother?
Listen, nobody cares how I'm doing. Did you guys actually know that the Chinese government uses geese as alert animals to find thieves running away from anything going on in China?
Can I say something real quick? Can I just be real clear that was a TikTok skit?
This is where I was going. Letting me feed you, right?
I recognize that all the way up here on the Northeast, dude. To go on with it. That was amazing.
So the reason I did that, the reason I've been doing that is because I've been following that guy on TikTok. And we talk about different platforms and how people are utilizing them. This guy has gotten like 1.5 or maybe 2 million followers at this point. All he does is stitch people's videos. So within like 10 seconds, you're flipping through TikTok and you're watching a video, and then he comes on and say, "Hey, nobody cares," and then he gives you like a fun fact. And
usually it's political though.
There's nothing, like it's very lighthearted, like just like that bullshit, right? Chinese geese or whatever. But his account has grown, and like so when we talk about social media and thinking about how to utilize each platform, doing stuff like that, and knowing that TikTok is a lighthearted platform and not a place where you need to like pound your just listed, just sold information, you can grow an incredible amount. And so that was the reason for that. But good on you, Gene, for recognizing that.
Or not good on me, because I did recognize it, which means I'm in the death pool that is TikTok. So
yeah, we're balls deep in TikTok, my friend.
And we mean that in the most non-sexual way possible, ladies and gentlemen.
Jake, you're muted or something. Jake, you're muted, I think.
And then we have Mr. Jake Wolf. What's up, buddy?
Oh, good. Our tech issues. It's just a Mean Gene show.
I hope people are watching this. He just tossed his pen.
That's it. The tech overlords have decided for us not to do a show today. Okay.
Unbelievable.
Well, you know what? Let's roll it out. Jake, nope, not coming through whatsoever. Maybe I blocked him when I came through my phone. Who knows?
He's out. Come back in.
Yeah, leave and come back in. Bye, Jake.
Oh my God.
Gentlemen, I want to talk to you guys after the show about a couple of things, but we were talking about some stuff about iBuyers and kind of what's going on with that. Nikki brought a really interesting article to light, and can you break it down for us a little bit and kind of what that would mean and how we can work on the marketing for this?
Yeah, so we talk about like the different disruptors inside real estate. I mean, mostly every show we talk about these people in some capacity, right? And so one of our quote unquote allies in the real estate space would be realtor.com as opposed to like, the mammoth Zillow. So There's an article in Inman that talks about how Open Door is partnering with Realtor.com to allow people instant offers on their property. So similar to what Zillow did with their move, I believe it was last year, where instead of just going online and getting a Zestimate, you could see what a potential offer would be immediately. So the interesting part about this, and I actually I did an example. I put in a house in my neighborhood just to see like what this looks like there. Realtor.com is calling this the seller's marketplace. And
are you able to share your screen while you're doing it?
Yeah, I could probably share my screen. Let me see.
I mean, unless you don't want to, because there's some private info.
I gotta get the porn off my screen there. All right, so you put in your address. Like I said, I just put a house down my street to take a look, and there's no property image because this house isn't on the market in any capacity. It would pull from Realtor.com or Zillow or whatever if you've been listed on there before. But it kind of gives you an estimated offer, right? What your mortgage is estimated, the home conditions, what it could be. But the interesting part about this is they're creating this as an ecosystem, right? So you think about how you as a real estate agent need to be in better communication with your database and your sphere, because there's companies like this that are making it extremely easy for individuals to never talk to a real estate agent to sell their property. So now it's not just like watching a commercial on TV and calling a phone number. It's, I don't have to talk to anybody. I can log in online. I can put my address, and now I can get options. So it's not only the option of would I like to speak to a real estate agent? It's, hey, look, here's Open Door. Here's a different option. This is what Open Door offers. Here's Knock. What do they offer? Here's another easy Knock availability. And then there's We Buy Your House Cash, right? So the one thing that I noticed as a marketer, just as someone looking at this website, this is a Realtor.com deal, right? So it is nice that right at the top of the fold, the first thing they have is list with an agent on right below, and or on the right-hand side, it says get advice from a professional. So kudos to Realtor.com to put that on top. Now, as far as a negative, or what I would perceive as a negative here, is we talk about unique selling propositions, or what differentiates you from the competition. What are you speaking into the market? How can people understand your value proposition? If you look at this list, like, what is the value proposition of listing with an agent? Read this. Get connected with an agent to find out what your home is worth and stay informed about how you can sell your home.
Wait, do that again. We're not looking at your screen. Read it again.
Is that compelling at all? You can't see my screen?
No.
Hold on. Let me try to do this again.
Greg, do you need to allow him to do that, or?
Yeah,
because I was sharing the screen on my side.
Oh yeah, so that was the most important. The two most important things is that you just rattled off a bunch of names of people that were going to make offers, which to me sounded like the Expedia of real estate, right? Like when you go on and you try to get a flight, it'll show you all, the 35 sites that have the different prices, right?
Yeah. So the interesting part about this page is the first option is list with an agent, okay, and it's very generic, right? You've already put in your address. It's already showing you what your house is worth. So when you say list with an agent, get connected with an agent to find out what your home is worth. Like, you've already found that out. So why would you click this button?
So wait, give me an idea of, when you're looking at that, how many different potential buyers of your house is there?
What do you mean? Oh,
Well,
so
you
like
said-
how many companies?
Yeah, how many companies?
Yeah. So right underneath list with an agent is Open Door. And
Okay.
I wanted to get into like the unique value proposition. So if I'm looking at this as an individual, there we go.
There we go.
Hey guys, I'm learning on the fly how to do this on my mobile.
Mobile.
It's all good, dude. It's all good. We just can make sure the people that are listening realize that we're now at a video here and we're looking at some details. So if you want to get to the YouTube channel or Facebook Live, you can actually see what he's talking about visually.
So if you check out this landing page, and this is what you get, like I was saying before, when you put in your address, it gives you your estimated value. On the very first thing listed here is list with an agent, which is cool, and then get advice from a professional.
And just to be clear, that is not your address.
The value, it's not my address.
Okay.
Don't send this address gifts. If you want to send me gifts, DM me and I'll give you my personal address.
Right.
But this list with an agent is not compelling at all. Like, get connected with an agent to find out what your home's worth. What is it? That's nothing. I already found out what my home's worth. Now below that, What's Open Doors' value proposition? Receive an instant cash offer and close on your timeline. That's exciting. Also, not only is that exciting, I can click this button and watch a fucking video on how this works. Where's the video on how the process works for a real estate agent? It's not there. Realtor.com. Why isn't there an animated video promoting real estate agents here? You scroll down a little bit further.
Can we talk about that? I want to talk about that. Before you get further into each one, let's really talk about why that's the case. I think there's a misconception that Realtor.com is the real estate agent's friend.
Right.
It used to be owned by NAR, right? Who is it owned by now?
A media company.
Yeah. Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah.
Okay. So is he more interested in sending information your way, or is he interested in sending the deals to his partners?
Well, answer that for yourself. I mean, that
was a facetious question, right? Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's funny that I think it's funny watching the real estate world from the outside that all these agents and the associations are all content with everybody else making money off the data you're gathering and then them selling it back to you while they're making the money off the data you gathered.
I've been yelling that for 10 years.
You have. We've been talking about it forever, right? And this is another great example of, hey, let's bring all of our top partners in, Open Door, whatever these other companies are. You know they're taking a slice off of that. Are they taking a slice off the realtor when it goes find an agent? Sure they are. They're selling to you, right? They're selling that space to you. If you click find an agent and Nick Sakis is the agent they found, they're taking a referral fee off that. They're not stupid. They're just expanding all the places that a consumer is going to go to get the most amount of money. That's brilliant marketing.
Well,
Dean, can you hear me?
It's equally brilliant.
Good.
Yes. Go, Jay.
So from a value proposition, like on that page, the realtor value proposition is the least value proposition. You have Open Door, cash offer, close on your timeline. Knock, which if Knock is not in your area, they're a powerhouse too.
They are.
By the way, buy your new home before you sell your old one. You literally get pre-approved with Knock and their mortgage company. Go buy the house that you want. Knock then purchases your house.
No, Nick, reverse that. It's they buy your house and they give you cash for it, and then you stay in your house until you find your next house, and then that's OfferPad. OfferPad gives you a cash offer for your house, or Open Door, either one. They give you the cash offer for your house, and you close whenever you want. Knock, you literally go buy the house that you want first. You go home shopping before you sell. So you're in your house, you get pre-qualified with a mortgage company, go buy your new house, and then you know that your current house is going to be sold because you've done the whole transaction through their company. Okay, maybe we'll talk offline about that, and maybe I have that backwards. I thought Knock was the reverse on that.
Then you have this other company, this other variation of Knock, I assume it's called Easy Knock. Get cash offer for your home and return as a renter, right? So it's like a lease back kind of thing. Again, easy breezy.
Oh my God.
Sell your home.
5-minute abs of real estate.
We buy ugly houses type of. So like, if I'm a consumer, do I want to talk to a real estate agent? I have all these options now at the click of a button. So the point to all that is we talk about this all the time. You got to be telling your people the pros and cons of all these things. You have to be the expert on knowing exactly how the process works for all these different programs. So when you have a conversation with somebody, when you talk to them and you say, this landing page could be a reason to call somebody and say, hey, did you guys know that Realtor.com has a seller suite now and you can get all these different offers and stuff? Have you done that before? Have you done that yet? Do you have the Realtor.com app on your phone? Ask them. Ask your people, your database. They're going to find out through advertising or something, but they better know that you know and can guide them through the pros and cons of each. Is my whole point to the whole rant, right?
Right, but with those different options, a lot of the times there are a lot of hidden fees.
Sure.
So yeah, they are sexy and they're well marketed, but you are going to pay more to use those tech services than you would to be using a traditional real estate agent. Fact of the matter.
Just like we talked about last week, you're gonna pay more to get Uber Eats to deliver your McDonald's cheeseburger to your front door than you would if you went to the McDonald's drive-thru. And yet people are paying $20 for a single meal to be delivered to your doorstep because it's so easy.
Convenience.
Now, $20 is different from 200,000 or 2 million or what. Like, obviously, that's a big deal. But our ecosystem, we're so programmed right now for ease and less frustration, and like these companies are winning and they're going to continue to win. And the only way you can combat these companies is through your own personal education to your people and letting them know, how much do you want to pay for convenience?
That's true. It's a true fact. Jake, jump in on convenience, because I mean, what you guys are doing for real estate agencies, you're making it very convenient, along with Gina and Nick, in regards to kind of making it. They don't have to do a lot of the heavy, lifting like I used to do in door knocking and cold calls. You mean you're making it more convenient, but you're still leaving it in the traditional agent's lap.
That's right. So, ladies and gentlemen, stop supporting businesses and companies that don't support you. All right. Technology is in a technology, ever since it's really started, it's perpetual motion. Everybody on Wall Street, big money, big corporations, they're trying to identify ways to go ahead and tap into financial and personal conveniences of the prospective buyer. So we've talked about Zillow here a couple weeks ago, or possibly even last week, regarding their instant offer stop or their buying of their homes. Realtors coming in with Open Door. They're literally trying to delete you and that whole process to go ahead and aid that convenience. So start working with businesses that are supporting you and your initiatives instead of hedging you and your initiatives, right? So it's very important. We've talked about unique selling propositions that we've produced over here with the Clever Nation. We talk about communication all the time, education to your clients, being bold, blessed, and unstoppable, getting out there. It's so darn important. So Nick said what? It's important for you to educate your prospective clients, the people in your sphere, right? But that takes you generating emails, you shooting a video, putting it out there into your social sphere about this kind of a scenario, you getting on the phone, you sending out text messages. So the activities, and we're here at the Marketing Roundtable, but we like to go ahead and digest national information to bring it here right now. And it's hot, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, they are intentionally putting it in front of your prospective buyers and sellers as fast food.
Okay.
All right.
And that's why, broccoli costs more than a cheeseburger, because, the stuff that you want to be eating should be eating, but yet the cheeseburger costs $1.99 or $1, and you get a soda and fries with it. And that's the, realtor.com, all these different knock and, Open Door and everything else. But I mean, if you want to do it the right way and get the best health, aka for your family and your finances and everything else, you may need to look at the old school traditional way of doing business. Now, how do we market, gentlemen? You are the three geniuses I always go to for all things marketing. How do we combat the mindset of the consumer when the average agent doesn't have the funds of a multi-billion-dollar company? How do we fight that so we hold our ground? Nick, since you brought the article up, go to you.
I'm a big believer in video. We do video on this show. We do video. That's what I do. And I think the reason why I'm so bullish, even though crypto is red right now, we're not talking about that in the bull market, but I think video is so important because every time you shoot a video and you record a video with your thoughts and your unique perspective on things and your take, every video that you create is a salesperson that lives for you online forever. You choose how you want to deploy that salesperson, as the Sarge would say, whether you use paid advertising or if you're just posting it organically on social media. You can be very strategic about it. But if you're an individual agent and you don't have enough customers, the most powerful thing you can do is shoot video and have more video content and more at bats for people to see you and like you and understand what you do, because there's so many great agents out there and the majority of people just don't know what they do. They don't know what they can do. They don't know problems that they've solved in the past, how they help their clients on a daily basis. It's just I drive around in a fancy car and I cash big checks at closing day is the general consensus. So share your story on social media, show the struggle, show the things that are happening with you on a daily basis. The stuff that's super boring to you, I promise you people would watch and be interested in, and then reinforce and let them know that these are the things going on in the industry. You are the leader of your pack, right? Greg talks about the wolf pack all the time. You need to be the leader of the people that know you when it comes to everything related to real estate. And it's not just these iBuyer programs, it's everything. It's contractors. There's so many different variations with housing. You guys could literally talk on video every single day. But if you want more people on your team and you don't want to pay them, just shoot video. And then now you have more people on your team. It's just you selling 24/7.
Interesting. Gene, so Nick identified that we're going to get to shoot video on a daily basis, getting that content. So now we're going to take it to Gene, and we are going to, slice and dice because he's the evil bald ninja. And then we're going to take it over to, maybe take it over to Clever, keep it with Gene. But how are we going to, disseminate this content? I mean, you can shoot it. Raw content's one thing, which is one of the things I just did in Vegas. I shot a shit ton of raw content. Now I have to go download it all. I have to upload it, to a group, and then I'm going to have probably one of the three of you guys chop it up and then push it out, and it's going to cost a little bit of money. But what does that process look like for folks who are just like, yeah, great, fine, I shoot a video with my iPhone or my Android. Now what do I do with it?
This is an easy one for me, especially since you said spend a little bit of money. So here's what I'm doing. I'm taking Nick's videos where he's educating the consumers in multiple short formats on the differences between these iBuyers and what the underlying costs really look like. And then I'm running Google YouTube ads in front of every realtor.com and real estate agent ad in my area. So when they go on to look at anything related to Open Door, realtor.com, OfferPad, whatever, they're going to see Nick's face of him going, stop what you're doing real quick. I know you're here for the following three things. Let me tell you why you need to reconsider. Boom, boom, boom. Call me. I can help you.
I love that.
Boom.
Okay. That just gave me my heart just warmed up a little bit. I mean, Matt's heart even turned a little bit less cold. I mean, that's a great tip right there.
All right.
Jake, what would you do with it?
The success in competing properly is all about precision advertising, i.e. sniping. Okay. YouTube/Google gives you an opportunity to go ahead and place those pre-roll advertisements in front of videos that are similar. So think about the videos that your prospective customers would be looking at, cater your message, intentionally go ahead and build that format, place it right in front of the most prospective customers so you can educate them even if they're brand new to your brand. Now, success comes with when you can outspend your competitor to expose your brand more. All right. I love commercial advertising. OTT advertising right now gives us 15, 30-second opportunities to go ahead and put on demand these videos inside of people's homes and addressably target them. All right. So when we start talking about budget, we ultimately want to start small. All right. Actually, if you have a limited budget, what you want to do is narrow down your audience, but still put a heavy amount of frequency into a certain audience until all of a sudden it self-liquidates and then start exposing your territory. So there's certain ways to go ahead and do it, but you want to put a lot of money into, or a lot of impressions with the amount of money that you have allocated, and ultimately keep adding more fuel to the fire. I can outspend and push my brand compared to my competitor. I'm going to win all day long, especially if I have a strong, unique selling proposition and I'm hitting on those financial conveniences.
Okay, so it's a really, a lot of people don't have, and they have no idea what OTT marketing is, but they can reach out to you, Jake, and have a discussion about that. But it is a sniper attack on people. One of my takes is that I talk about all the time. You can go to likely.ai/refresh, and you can upload your database to them. They will analyze who the most likely people are to sell. Then you get those addresses, and then you can shoot video, then drop OTT with that, produced ad onto them, take it over, go to YouTube for all the different accounts that they're on, drop hammer on anything that they're watching. If I hear that right, Gene. And then Nick's going to drop hammer on Facebook ads. So, I mean, if you really want to go straight ninja, it's not going to cost you that much to talk to a small, hypersensitive group of folks versus, you know, the entire community. Gentlemen, thoughts on that theory?
Without a doubt. You just have to start taking action, get in touch with the right people that understand how to do this properly, build the material, and start working on your initiatives. Get it out there, period. So.
Okay. Nick, so we've kind of identified some marketing ideas, but that doesn't combat the thought pattern of the consumer when it comes to these different sites. So when you said you'd reach out and have a conversation with them, you know, so we're two different fronts. We're our known consumers, the people that know they can trust us out of our database. We have our leads that are going to be, you know, that are coming in from other sources. How do we have that conversation and say, hey, I know that you feel that you can get a better deal over at Knock and Open Door and, you know, all the rest of these different groups. How do you sell yourself and say, look, you got to, you know, go old school, not new school?
Well, we've talked about going to Target with a red T-shirt on just to have conversations with people. They think you work there, and then you ask them about real estate, right? You go to old school, new school, or like you used to do, throw 50 business cards out every single day. I just, here's the thing, man. When it comes to content or what you should be thinking about with your people or talking about, right? You have evergreen content, which is stuff that never goes out of style, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you have in the market what's going on right now. So all I'm trying to get you guys to understand is the same thing that you're thinking right now. If the chances are, if you're thinking it, there's probably 25 to 35 other people that you know that are thinking the same thing and would appreciate your unique perspective on it as a professional, right? And it doesn't have to be salesy. So this is where we get the disconnect, because everything that we do as realtors, we are so entrenched in this ROI culture, in this, if I spend 5 minutes on something, I better get so much ROI out of it. It's insane. And this goes back to like the ease of the culture that we're in right now too, of like, I want instant gratification. I want something to go right now. And the majority of the reasons why agents or business owners or anybody stop doing video is they do one video and they get no likes and shares, and then they never do another video again. Or they do 10 or 15 or 20 and they don't get a close out of it. And they go on a podcast and they see somebody that did get 2 or 3 closes out of it, and then they're comparing themselves to somebody else, and then they quit.
Yeah.
So the idea behind this is literally forget sales, forget expectations. You are a professional. You should be doing lead generation things, activities in your business, right? You're working on your business, in your business, or for your business. I've kind of broken that down before on the podcast, right? In your business, you're working with clients every single day. On your business is the macro view. What strategies, what hires do you need to make? What things do you need to implement, CRMs, whatever. And then for the business is lead generation. If you're not doing some sort of for the business activity every single day, like Jake says all the time, you might not have a boss over your shoulder firing you, but you're firing yourself every single day. So that category, figure out what is in the news, what people are talking about, what you're thinking about, and turn that into consumable content. And if it just needs to start off with you calling people that you know and asking them questions, right? As marketers, one of the easiest things that we do to create a product is survey our audience. Ask the people what they're feeling, what their frustrations they have, what problems can you solve. Then you come out with the product and boom, it solves the problem. And guess what? It sells like crazy because you've already solved the problem before you create the product. It could be the same thing for real estate. Survey your audience, talk to people, find out what they're thinking about. And then if you hear from 25 people that one specific thing is a question to them about Open Door, whatever these things are, then you make that your video campaign and put money behind it, because you know you've already gotten feedback from 25 other people that their question about that, and you have a topic that's good. Put some money behind it, and instead of 25 people looking at it, get 25,000 people to look at it, and then your phone might ring with a listing appointment.
Yeah, that's a good point. What about this? What about, let's say you're new in the business, but you're kind of younger. You got a good Instagram and Facebook following. A lot of younger folks don't do really too much Facebook, but let's just use Instagram or TikTok, right? And you put a story out And then everyone, and it's about real estate in your area. And let's say you have 100 people view it. Then you do a DM to each one of those folks and say, hey, thanks for watching my story. What questions do you have about real estate? I'm putting together a list of videos that I want to, give people some education. That's a zero cost basis to start. And then you can create and then find an editor and, and make the videos out there with video tags and channel tags and the whole 9 yards. I mean, is that a place that you guys would start at all?
I want to simplify some things for everybody that's listening and watching right now. Guys, I know that we have a lot of information that we share. We talk a lot about different things to do. And I know a lot of you might be doing that sounds really great. I should do that. But then when it comes time for those quiet hours at your office after the day starts dwindling down, you find yourself lost again and confused, okay? That's why it's important to go ahead and have a coach, have somebody that's positive in your life that's already doing something of success, or go ahead and connect with companies like ours that literally have plug and play opportunities and can go ahead and help you understand and get your business going in the right direction. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of things that need to happen for your business. And we get that this sometimes might be overwhelming, but you have to actively pursue success. You have to actively take action inside of your business and start producing some different things. But we can all show you the path of what makes sense, from advertising to retargeting to what are good practices to do inside of a CRM, to utilizing social media as a way to go ahead and expose your brand on those channels and get them coming back towards your core business, so that they understand you more and more. So, I know it's overwhelming. I would highly urge that you just connect with any one of us and have an opportunity to go ahead and find out how we can go ahead and help your business, specifically if you find yourself lost and confused. And the reason I'm saying this is because it frustrates me personally that people might spend 1 month, 2 months, 3 months trying to absorb a lot of this information, when a lot of times, guys, all it takes is a phone call and understanding what's going on, because we all have customers that are kicking it right up here, okay, and controlling competition, and we are helping put together initiatives to control the local marketplaces. All right, so get connected. Just get connected if you find yourself struggling. But bottom line, guys, you have to be educating your prospective consumers. You have to be putting your brand out into the marketplace, period. I've talked to teams that are rolling $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a month in advertising, and it's self-liquidating. Okay. They've gotten up to this level and they kept adding fuel to the fire because they absolutely know that if they outspend and expose their brand more than their competitor, guess what's going to happen? They're going to have that inflow of business walking through the door. Their teams are needing to go ahead and grow because of it. And you can all be there too. So there's a lot of different organizations that help people from just starting to middle tier type companies to brokers wanting to exit after 30, 40 years and have their business self-running. There's a lot of these different areas. Everybody has different things at different levels. So I just urge you guys to go ahead and get in connection with one of the four of us and see what we can do to go ahead and help you. Please reach out if you need some help. We want to see you succeed, and that's why we're here every single Wednesday doing this.
Yeah, we don't get paid to do this, guys. I mean, we do this because we love to. The four of us love to hang out and talk together. We find each other very interesting and weird all at the exact same time. But we also have unique styles that people will resonate with or may not resonate with. I mean, I cuss all the time. Jake's very systems, and Nick is extremely organized, and Gene's just the best looking guy on planet Earth. So I mean, we all have our attributes. But I mean, all jokes aside, look into this stuff. Educate yourself on these different programs. And by the way, Chris Manka agrees with you, Nick, so I stand corrected. But I was right on the cash buyer side. I had it reversed, but doesn't fucking matter. The thing is, we know about this, create videos about it, and then talk to Nick or Gene or Jake, or not me. I'm not going to be your video guy. Trust me on that one. I'll shoot it. I'm not editing it. And then get this out to your consumer base. Let them know what's going on. Don't let the narrative be told by the people who are going to prosper from it. Now, they're great. They're probably great people, but they don't pay your mortgage. And that's a big issue, right?
So can we talk about platforms real quick?
Sure.
Right. So most of the people listening to this call, average age of a real estate agent is still 55-year-old female, I would say, right? That hasn't changed too much. When we say video, when I say video, I don't necessarily mean just posting a video on your Facebook wall, your personal profile. Okay. We're talking about levels to organic engagement. First priority, when we talk about short form video, there's two ways to think about how to utilize your phone, right? If you're holding your phone in vertical, okay, short form video is almost always in vertical format. In stories, in IGTV, in Reels, in TikTok. So if I'm telling you as a client to shoot video that we are going to distribute across all platforms, I will tell you, for the most bang for your buck, hold your phone sideways, because we can always put this regular 16:9 ratio video into any template on any platform. That's an advanced editing skill. If you are going to be strategic and only shoot enough content for you yourself, you don't have an advanced editing team or whatever, and you want to utilize each platform, you're going to hold your phone vertically, and you're going to get really good at short form video on TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts. If you're an agent with no money and you want to get the most exposure possible, you need to get really, really good at a 1-minute video on those 3 platforms, because they have the highest probability for you to get more than, say, 10 views, right? You hit on the right hashtags, you hit on the right trending songs that are top 10 on those platforms, and you can go from literally a nobody to 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 views literally overnight.
Okay.
I think it's effective to say, just not if you don't have money. The scenario is like there's low cost opportunities for maximum marketing exposure, ladies and gentlemen, but you have to be doing it.
TikTok is not just for, young girls shaking their ass. I promise you, there is TikTok has aged up significantly, and the place that people are sleeping the most. We talk about YouTube ads, but YouTube Shorts. Google is a big company. I don't know if you guys know this. They don't necessarily like that TikTok has taken all this mind share, and YouTube Shorts is a direct competitor. They are begging. They are paying creators on TikTok that are big creators on TikTok to come over and make YouTube short video content. They are being just as bullish with the organic reach on YouTube Shorts, and 99% of people are not paying enough attention to YouTube Shorts as they should.
You know what, Alpha? Nick, I will piggyback on that. I never really paid attention to YouTube Shorts until recently. I mean, I was on a road trip yesterday, as I was just talking about, and I was listening to YouTube videos and stuff like that, just to keep my mind moving. And as I was scrolling through, of course, not when I was driving, and I saw the shorts come up, and I started watching them. I'm like, these are pretty friggin' interesting. So it's the guppy effect. I mean, our brains are only paying attention to things for a short period of time, and then we forget about it and we move forward. But if you see the same thing enough, or the same person enough, you're going to remember them. Like there's this guy Alric who does YouTube ads. This mother effer is everywhere, and you know what? I talk about him on the show because I see him everywhere. He's even in my Pinterest account. Okay. Super annoying, but I know who he is. And if I didn't know you guys, I would go use him for YouTube ads. I would, just because I see him.
You got wrapped into his tracking pixels, right? His retargeting capability. And that's another thing that's necessary in business, right? So, but yeah, and real estate agents, you guys can do the same thing. If you influence somebody with something like Nick is talking about, short form, getting in front of content that's popular, and those folks do come back to your websites and you have things set up properly, or even on those platforms, now you can be everywhere with them and your brand follows them around, but you have to have the right tools in place.
And the thing is that I've found, and gentlemen, Gene, when you're quiet like this, I always wonder if you're plotting my death. It's do things that are not real estate related. A lot of the times, like find funny things that you find interesting and post about them. I saw a gentleman who was obviously on drugs. This was about a year and a half ago, laying in the middle of the street. He was a heavier gentleman, and he had his hand right up his butt crack. Not quite sure what he was rubbing on, but I saw this from the window. I'm like, oh, that's fucking weird. I'm like, click. What is this guy rubbing?
I remember that picture you sent to everybody in Messenger.
Yeah. I do too.
I got like 2,000 views on that thing, and I'm like, oh, I think I just struck gold on this.
I think the people that watch that have room for improvement.
but
listen. If I was Jack Wolf or Jack Fox right now, I would have a TikTok account, and all I'd be doing is stitching videos saying "room for improvement."
That would be hilarious.
That's your hashtag for clever leads, dude. Like literally.
Well, my daughter tells me this all the time. She's 17. She keeps saying, "Dad, why are you not TikTok famous yet?" I'm like, honey, you understand how busy I am, right? Already. So
have her film you. I mean, it's not that hard.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Greg. Sorry, buddy.
No worries at all. I'm just saying. So, Nick, I'm taking notes here. I'm not looking down and being disrespectful. I'm actually writing some notes because I have some ideas on this thing. So, IGTV, I heard a rumor that might be going away. So that's an interesting concept if people are going heavy into IG TV. You have YouTube Shorts. We have the stories on Instagram and Facebook. We have YouTube. We already talked about YouTube. What would be the first video you would shoot? Now, we're not talking about video, guys. And again, be considerate if you have children. Be very wary of putting them on camera. That would be a discussion with you and your spouse or significant other and your kiddo, just because there's a lot of weirdos out there. But, I mean, I have one of my good buddies, John, out of the Midwest. His teenage, beautiful blonde daughter, they do TikTok stories together, and they're just blowing up. So, I mean, where do you start with this? Because I want to wrap this for a little bit, guys. We've been going for a little bit here. But Gene, where would you start? Where would you do YouTube Shorts, IG and Facebook Stories, IGTV? I mean, where would you start?
I don't know. I'm not a shorts guy. I don't right now. I'm not a shorts guy right now. So I wouldn't. I'm not a TikTok guy. There is definitely some room for improvement on TikTok as far as advertising goes. I think the majority of our audience is probably not doing any of these things, and I would go back and just say, just really get comfortable with. I would start, or what we've been telling our clients is start with 30 days straight of Facebook Live, and a couple things happen. There's unintended consequences of the video where people reach out to talk to you because they see you and they see you consistently, and so if you're dropping good information into their world, it's a good thing, and they look at that and they'll call you and talk to you about it. And the other thing that happens is 5 to 7 days into it, you start to really get comfortable with cadence, with what the phone's going to do, which way you should hold the phone, the lighting, what it should sound like. You're not stuttering as much. Like there's a lot of things that happen. And while you're going through that 30-day period of getting better at video and starting to get exposure on Facebook, and start looking for where your audience is living. If they're on TikTok, then the next thing to tackle would be TikTok. If you find out that the majority of your audience are all YouTube watchers, go figure out how to do a YouTube short. I mean, start with what you know first, and then kind of branch out.
Well, Gene, end of last year, or when was it? When you did hashtag staying handsome, hashtag,
you ready for this? Dude, listen to me. You ready?
I'm always listening.
It was March of 2020. It was 18 months ago.
That's crazy.
Isn't that unbelievable?
Dude, why I'm bringing this up is that Gene found 2 hashtags. He started owning them, did consistent short form videos. And guys, Gene had people dropping off wine, beer, all kinds of stuff at his house because he talked about how much he liked it. So, I mean, create a hashtag or a storyline like hashtag staying handsome, hashtag, challenge to lead, hashtag fill in the blank, and build your own niche. And speak, like Gene was saying, be consistent. That's the biggest problem. We all have consistency issues. Nick, how would you tackle this? Where would you start?
I think short form content is only getting more and more popular, right? It's kind of like if you've waited this long to not shoot a video at all, and you've had this idea in your head to like, oh, I want to launch that podcast because everybody has a podcast. To record a half hour, an hour long podcast and spend all that energy to do that, it's going to be mostly a swing and a miss, because long form content like this is slowly dying, right? And the only way that you can utilize that, you can absolutely do a long form show, but you need to have somebody chopping up that content and distribute it in short form, because short form is the only thing that's winning right now. 15 seconds, 1 minute, and 3 minutes. Those are the three cadences that you got to be really good at, in vertical and horizontal. But at the end of the day, look, you spend time in your business prospecting. We talk about what you should be doing on a daily basis. And for me, being more relevant online is the only move. We have things coming, right? I don't know if you guys know this. There's been rumors of Facebook changing their name.
Yep.
There's also been rumors of Facebook changing their name in direct correlation to the metaverse. If you guys have never heard of the metaverse or seen a movie called Ready Player One, I encourage you to go watch that. But this is the literally Elon Musk chip in your ear connection to the world, Web 3.0, that's 10 years away from being fully indoctrinated, right? To where I joke about, if it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. That was the old school motto. If you're not on video on social media, you don't exist now. The next level to that, and people are going to be worried about doing an hour-long podcast, and there's going to be agents in the metaverse that own land. EXP is one of them. We talk about the EXP franchises and how you guys have online trainings and stuff. Like, that world is coming. So there's no escaping it right now. You don't have to be overwhelmed with it, but just know that you have to get out there. You have to be comfortable with communicating online, because we're not going to be communicating online anymore. We're going to be online. Like, there's not going to be an interface.
In line.
Right? It's literally there. Crypto, NFTs, Web 3.0. The game has changed. Life has changed. There's a monumental shift in all of this. You got to be able to talk about it with your people. I don't know. I don't want to go on a totally huge.
I told them
stop scaring everybody, Nicholas.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's what Zuckerberg was talking about. He wants you to be in the web, like you can have an actual physical sensation response to being in the web. So it's like
Tesla has full body suits you can buy right now. Like, I don't think it's in America. I think they're overseas, but literally full body sensory helmet, eye goggles, chest plates, sensors on your arm. Like, you're in it, dude. You're in the Matrix, or you're being told by Tesla. So, like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's full blown rabbit hole kind of deal. But hey, man, there's something to be said for being the first to market on stuff.
Yeah.
Are you talking about any of this stuff with your people, right? Are you talking about blockchain? And if you think it's bad now with all these companies, wait till blockchain gets into effect, and that buy now button is not closing your house and buying a house in 40 days, but 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And
As you
title
hit the
companies
button.
are omitted, and like, it's peer to peer, and like, so you got to tell people pros and cons and express what's going on, because everything's moving really, really fast.
That's what we're doing our next show on. We're going to do a show about blockchain and the whatever. The new in the web. But Jake, we're running up on our time frame on this one. Jake, close us out.
Fractional ownership. That's the other one. Sorry.
So I'd like to say this. All right, regarding the question that you went ahead and posed. 99% of the people that I've consulted with here over the last 2+ years in this industry are not in a position to receive yet. There are two different things that you need to focus on in business. One is getting into a position to receive and having all of your infrastructure set up. Then once you're in a position to go ahead and properly receive, now it's about all of these cool, wonderful strategies on shorts and longs and getting social and different engagement on different platforms. Okay. This is very capable for you guys to do. If I came to your town and I parked a website right next to yours, I could go ahead and be competing with you in 2 days and dominate you because I'm focusing in the area. You have the ability to go ahead and do the exact same thing. I would literally set up a website. I'd have a back-end Clever Leads account. I would start pumping massive amounts of advertisement into your local area. I would be creating the content that these people need, and I'd be putting out a unique selling proposition like the Clever Nation with saving people $10,000 to $25,000 on living expenses. And you have this all available to you right now. There's a lot of talent around this table, guys. So take advantage of it. And I just want to let you know that you have always had competing forces in your business, new people coming into the industry, all of the folks that are sitting in real estate school right now, all the people in real estate school that are listening to us right now. Okay. And they're getting ready to come into your local marketplace and start competing and making noise. So, but the activities that we talk about all the time are necessary for your business. And not only that core competition, but now you have big money, big influence with digital fast food type mentality, catering to the needs of the consumer that doesn't want to go ahead and waste their time, and they think they're saving money. So get after it, ladies and gentlemen. Charge hard. Be blessed and unstoppable. Tomorrow I'm running a big webinar. It's live Q&A. Come to Clever Leads. Click on the Clever Nation. We'll get you signed up for the webinar. Enter your information.
I love it. Guys, that is some good information. Paul, I need you to reach out, by the way. Welcome, everybody. Sorry for the bad audio today. That is my fault. I don't know what's going on with my computer, so that's on me. Hopefully, this is you guys can still consume this content. But I need you guys to do a couple of things for us. I want you to go to anywhere you guys listen and watch podcasts. I want you guys to give us a 5-star, not 2-star review. Helps the algorithm kick it back up. Reach out to Gene. Reach out to Nick. Reach out to Jake. The people you resonate with. Talk about how you can stand out and be different. Paul, he runs a restaurant or owns a restaurant. Paul, imagine the ability. You could take Clever Leads, right? Shoot a couple of videos. Then you do a geofence around your restaurant. Anybody that comes in and comes out, you capture their information. You push advertisements for your restaurant, courtesy of you, the real estate professional in your marketplace. Take that video. Gene chops it up. Then Nick takes it and pushes it out to social media. And as soon as those devices get back to the houses where they live, now Jake and his team can cross-pollinate all your smart devices and just dominate your smart devices, and then do over-the-top marketing, OTT, to all the streaming systems about the restaurant, about your real estate services, and whatever else you want to push. So that's a lot in one mouthful. I appreciate all of you. Gentlemen, give me short colors for the bow for the show. Jake, what's your color for the bow for the show?
We are going black today.
All right. Going black. Nick.
Awesome. I was going green.
Green it is. Green for money. I like it. Gene.
Silver polka dots.
Okay, silver polka dots. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We love you to death. We could not and cannot do this show without all of you watching, listening, and referring us to other folks. We're putting a black, a green, and a silver polka dot bow on this show. Until next time, peace out, ninjas. We're gone.